Hello, good morning, and welcome to Newsroom here on GHOne Television. Let's take a look at our headlines this morning. And this morning, third-year student of O'Reilly Senior High School remanded into police custody during first court appearance for alleged killing of another student. And also in a bulletin, staff of Volta River Authority opposed a draft bill proposing merger of VRA with View Power Authority. BLG reports 49% surge in interbank operations to 3.4 trillion Ghana cedis. An on-election hub, latest poll conducted by data researchers Global Info Analytics in 5 constituencies in the Western region reveals the governing MPP is losing ground. We'll tell you why. And elsewhere, Olympic athlete Rebecca dies days after being set alight by ex-boyfriend. Details of these stories and many more coming up shortly. Stay with me. Thank you so much for choosing GHOne TV this morning. To our first story, a third-year student of O'Reilly Senior High School, Godwin Mauli, was remanded into police custody after appearing in court for the killing of Edward Saki, another third-year student. Edward died on Monday after he was stabbed in the chest 3 times by Godwin during an altercation. Godwin appeared before the La Circuit Court this morning, where the prosecuting counsel pleaded with the court for ample time. This was to ascertain the perpetrator's age and gather enough information from the Ghana Police Service before a proper hearing could start.
School phone by 2 years. Almost investigation. The 19th, this Omo Kasa Ebia. My journey say Omo Tide Rebecca and Sana Omo Ayako Omo Kayati Rebecca copy 19. Rebecca Omo investigation on Bayan. After so police in so yeah on can Nansen statement no or Troy on Kai until reality 19th. The Tina and you was in car, Mayaka. But the area they say, Sana Wakun Parisian Kumza. Very again, say, young Kunusa, no who say, someone do on Sahara there, on also for
So you had the grandfather of the deceased, Edward Saki, there speaking to my colleague, Nanaya Awasi. But Nanaya is in the studio. The grandfather spoke in Chi. Summarize what he said.
So basically, he was just saying that they would wait for the 2 weeks time the court has scheduled them. And yesterday, GES also promised the 2 weeks time to do further investigation. So he just said that they would wait for the 2 weeks. But he would wish that at the end of the case, the final judgment will be that the boy be killed exactly like his grandson was killed.
Right. You were in court today.
Yeah.
You saw the suspect in court today. Tell us, how was it like?
It was emotional, especially when he was called to stand in the docket. It was an emotional moment. His father looked very emotional, and he looked almost teary. Yes, but the family of the deceased also looked, you could see that they looked very tensed, and they were waiting to pounce on him. If given the opportunity, they would pounce on him that instant, and then just meted the judgment that he wants to be meted to him.
But how was the demeanor of the suspect?
He looked calm. He looked more of like someone who cannot perpetrate such a crime. Yes, he looked very calm and he looked shaken as well. Yes.
So he looked remorseful.
Yes, he looked very remorseful.
What was the prosecutor saying about asking for ample time?
So the prosecutor was basically saying they cannot ascertain his age now, even though the statement stated that he was 18 years, but they'll need ample time to ascertain his age and to gather more information from the Ghana Police Service as to what happened and what really transpired. But they also indicated that it was a scissors that was used in the stabbing, not a knife.
So it is not a knife that killed the boy, it was scissors?
Yes, it was a scissors.
How big was the scissors? Do we know that?
That we don't know.
Okay.
That we don't know. But it was indicated that it was a scissors, not a knife.
Okay. So were you able to speak to the father of the suspect?
I was able to speak to him off camera.
What did he say?
He looked like he was not satisfied.
With what?
With the whole judgment.
Wait, the fact that his son was remanded, he's not satisfied that
the father of the suspect?
Yes.
No, I couldn't speak to him.
Okay,
yes,
but so you spoke to the father of the deceased.
Yes,
yeah. What did he say?
He looked more of like he wanted everything to just happen, the judgment be passed that instant, and the boy killed or maybe sent to jail for life.
I mean, that's understandable.
Yes.
But apart from the father, how many family members did you also see there?
I could count about 10
really?
Family members of the deceased. Yes.
Who and who? Apart from, we know the grandfather was there.
Yes, his aunties and then his cousins. Yeah. I saw them at the family house yesterday, so yeah, I could see them.
We want to gauge the mood in the courtroom. I don't know how close they were sitting close to each other. The father of the suspect, the family of the suspect,
yes,
and then the deceased. Give us. We want to understand, how was it like the friction between them? How was it like there?
So before we entered I entered with the deceased family. Before we entered, the suspect's father was already seated, but quickly the police made him stand from where he was sitting to the next seat. He moved to the next aisle. It was the seats are arranged in pews, so he was asked to sit on the next side because probably the sense that a commotion might occur. So he was asked to sit on the other side, and the deceased family sat on the other side. But generally, when the case was adjourned and we were dismissed, when the deceased family came out, it
was adjourned to which date?
19th September.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And the deceased family came out. The police realized that if they allowed the suspect to come out and his family, it was going to cause some kind of commotion because outside the deceased family had already started talking and expressing emotions. So they pleaded with them to move before they brought the suspect out. So he stayed in there for quite a number of time.
But you were in the family house yesterday.
Yes.
Did the family of the deceased tell you about the family of the suspect reaching out to them?
No.
So as of now, they haven't reached out to them?
The father yesterday made it clear that he wasn't even allowed to see the boy. So if I'm correct, today is the first time they've set eyes on the boy because they made references that he doesn't even look like someone who can commit such a crime. Yes, so today is the first time they have actually set eyes on the suspect. But as at today, they had not seen him, they had not met with the family.
Right. Thank you so much, Nanaya, for... that was my colleague, Nanaya Osari. He was at the court today and he came to give us updates on what happened in courts. But let's move away from that because staff of the Volta River Authority, VRA, are strongly opposing a draft bill proposing the merger of VRA with the Bui Power Authority. The proposal will see the consolidation of the Electricity Company of Ghana with the Northern Electricity Distribution Company and the creation of an independent thermal power authority from VRA thermal plants, if passed. But reports circulated on media suggest that staff insist Volta River Authority was built for the people and not the highest bidder. Ranking member of the Mines and Energy and Poverty Reduction Committee, Edward Abawa, on Zoom to have a better understanding of what is going on. Hello, sir, and thank you for making time. And I said we have him on phone instead. Thank you, sir, for making time to speak with us on newsroom. What is your initial response to this rejection by the workers of VRA?
Yeah, it is to be expected because when you intend altering the laws that establishes state institutions, it is important that you consult. And in fact, it is part of the processes that are involved in law.
Speak up.
Remember that all the various state institutions under the energy sector were established by law. And so, for example, you want to make ECG with NEDCO. It is important that you do some consultation. 2, if you look at the stakeholders, they go even way beyond the workers. If you take the dams that cover the hydro projects, there are communities that are involved. It is only fair to do some consultations in those areas. You need to consult, for example, CXOs. You need to consult maybe experts. And when these consultations are done, it then underpins your policy that you will take as part of the memorandum that is brought to Parliament, for Parliament to then consider the various provisions within the APM. That has not been done. And suddenly you come to Parliament and ask that we should amend the various laws and then to create other state organizations out of them. This is simply not how laws are being made. And therefore you have experience from people.
But Edward, how justifiable is it for the workers to reject this particular measure?
See, so the issue is not about whether there is justifiability or not. That's not the point. The point is that as part of changing laws and then reorganizing. Look, there's nothing wrong with the state deciding that they want to realign and to restructure, whether they are operative or they are regulatory agencies within the energy sector. It is within the right of the state to do that. However, it is also incumbent on the state to do the necessary consultation. And one of the stakeholders to consult will be the workers of the various institutions that are going to be affected. That has not been done. And that obviously will trigger this. But as a matter of principle, realignment and restructuring of sector agencies is not anything that is against the law. You can do that if it will ensure transparency, accountability, efficiency. If it can ensure that and provide the necessary, the best goods for the people of Ghana, every Ghanaian is for it. But in doing that, there must be consultation. I believe that one of the things that has triggered off these reactions from these people is the fact that they have not been consulted. Indeed, even Parliament that was asked to look at the bill and they were trying to lead the bill. The memorandum that captures the principles underlying the laws were not brought to Parliament. So we didn't even know why they were doing this measure. And so how then do you expect people to really align with you in situations like this? Definitely they'll react.
In the back and forth on this particular matter to lack of consultation, if I understood you right.
Yes.
Right.
It's a basic principle of lack of consultation. But it is within the right of government to want to restructure anything.
Okay.
It must be done in consultation.
Right. Thank you so much. That was Edward Bauer. He is the ranking member of the Mines and Energy and Poverty Reduction Committee. Let's move away from that, because in a decisive effort to safeguard the environment and protect local communities, the Trifo Etimokwa District Security Council has initiated a major crackdown on illegal mining operations along the River Pra. The operation, spearheaded by District Chief Executive Robert Ajimanyantechi, District Police Commander Superintendent Charles Boateng, and District NADMO Coordinator Richmond Mafo, resulted in the arrest of 4 individuals involved in illegal mining. Their equipment, including water pumping machines, were also destroyed. There's more on this report.
The recent anti-Galamsey operation is focused on protecting the River Pra, a crucial water source for thousands, from the damaging effects of illegal mining. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, the council is dedicated to eradicating Galamsey activities in the district. Robert Ajimanyantechi, District Chief Executive for Trifo Etimokwa, told Central Regional Correspondent Jan that while the government is committed to fighting illegal mining, success requires a united effort that transcends political and geographical divides. He also pointed out logistical challenges faced by the District Assembly, including a shortage of life jackets and speedboats needed to pursue illegal miners operating on river bodies. The DCE urged all Ghanaians, especially those relying on the River Pra, to support the fight against galamsey.
Your problems are your war fighting, and the speedboats na in the beaches. In a chance, we as a community in Ankasa. And our life jackets, though you to me talk few be as a district, then so you may hear more. And our community Nankasa also must also realize at the end and ye young queen, the Antopa. The idea of mining in recently, you can see shortage near the central region. It be a must Nanosua, a proud river, because it's a major source of water among the central region. This is a for
Richard Adai Marfo, NADMO coordinator, linked frequent flooding in the district to galamsey activities along riverbanks and in residential areas. He stressed the importance of addressing this issue to prevent further environmental damage and ensure public safety. The initiative, led by the Trifo Atimokwa District Security Council, reflects a proactive stance against illegal mining.
Especially says Omoye Jumano, more be debate in Tim, more the war in Suenano. Into the morning is really not a bugune, you move air threat. In Quebec, can if fear and as a more fear been baying, you mean, and you should need pay new buffers now for money, and they can wear the flat in the deba. Sir, a grammacerum, you should move. They told me so. We said because of milk penis, I'm not moody into, and I'm not going to Mujinas also could be probably here. Now, fire and so, Abel also. Let's see, I'm strategy and some weird manana. And I don't see us we added that. You be seeing a papa and go for him. Friend and put the air, who caught the other side of the river, bank and almost so up with Dinoa, and then only the hide and seek our insurance. In fact, a chance can see a par, and the best seeing I can come.
Nevertheless, ongoing support from all stakeholders is essential for achieving lasting success in the fight against galamsey.
A minority in Parliament has described as premature calls by environmentalists for a declaration of state of emergency to curb the impact of galamsey. They are pushing for a national address by the President on the current state of the environment. Or speaking on the breakfast review segment of GH Today, Member of Parliament for the Tamale North constituency, Al-Hassan Soyine, said a state of emergency can only be declared after the President has addressed the nation.
To look at, the level of destruction of the environment and the complicity of those who are supposed to be fighting it. We think as a committee that it has become necessary for the President to address the nation, if for nothing at all, on the state of our environment. We deserve to hear a statement on the state of our environment, because remember, our environment is directly linked to our survival. It has become crucial.
Okay.
I have heard some people say he should declare a state of emergency. That, in my view, is putting the horse or the cart before the horse. Because let the President tell us the state of the environment. And based on the state of the environment, we may agree if, in his view, it has become necessary to declare a state of emergency or not.
Okay. Okay.
So I do not think that we have gotten to that point yet. Where we are at now is for the President to tell us. He should explain to us.
Okay.
What has he done? What went wrong? What are his achievements? What are his failures? What can we do? He must, and this statement must just be on the environment alone. He should not mix it up with any other issue.
But member of the NPP communications team, Enoch Afwakwa, insisted that the President has outlaid several measures to address galamsey.
Government continued to perpetuate because government believes that to lead is to solve. So the President Akufo-Addo again relaunched Operation Hall 2 and the likes, continued to reclaim the environment. But you believe that government did not get the entire support of the people of this country. In terms of political support, government in terms of political support in the fight against illegal mining or regularization of illegal mining in Ghana, I can say with all sincerity and in all authority that in the Fourth Republic, it is President Akufo-Addo who has demonstrated the highest form of political will in the fight against illegal mining.
But is it not then justified that all these measures you talked about have not yielded the desired results?
It has yielded some level of result.
Well, up next is social media with your thoughts and comments, and Anama is in the studio.
So we asked, do you think it's necessary for the president to call for a state of emergency? On Facebook, Susie says greed, indiscipline and lawlessness is a disgrace to this country. Benny adds his voice. We've been hiding behind this notion too long. What will those people do since they have no job? Well, the little they are eating is going to create a more catastrophic situation in the near future. Sammy says it's more than necessary. Otherwise, military intervention is the best alternative. Ajwa says these mined lands need almost 5 years to heal. Something must really be done about this mining thing. Then we have here, to be precise, there's no president in Ghana, according to this person. The one we had was even willing to put his presidency on the line to put a stop to this madness, talking about Galamsey. When we move over to X, Nana Kwerku says that you people think this man care about you. At this juncture, he cares no more. Then Chris asks, are you sure we have a president? Looks like Ghana is without a president. Then we have Sensei or Bedu. Admin, do you? If the president ignores the calls of the citizens, it means he just doesn't care about anybody except his family members. Water, oh, water. Then we have here, Papayao. Can the ordinary Ghanaian pay 500 Ghana cedis a month if water is important? Can manufacturing industry survive by importing water? To those who can't use imported water, what's their health going to be drinking Ghana's polluted water? It's an alarming issue. Then here, Neymar says himself and his party members would still be doing it just as they were doing during the COVID lockdown. Then we have Tete saying that this is very necessary for the president to call for a state of emergency. Well, that's what we have here. Continue to send us your messages on Facebook, on Instagram, and on X. My name is Nanama Akwa. Dede, back over to you.
Thank you so much, Nanama, for giving us social media comments. But this is still Newsroom here on GHOne Television. We'll be back after this break. You're welcome back. Let's hop onto the campaign trail on Election Hub. And on Election Hub, the NPP spokesperson on agriculture for the 2024 manifesto, Moses Enim, has outlined plans for a significant boost in agricultural production if Dr. Bawumia is elected on December 7. The Member of Parliament for Amasaman highlighted that the first year of Bawumia's led administration will focus on revitalizing agriculture across all sectors. He also revealed plans to construct product-specific silos to ensure food security and sufficiency across the country.
Planting for Food and Jobs Phase 1 brought a lot of production. In fact, when you look at agricultural growth, 2016, 2.7. Average Nana Akufo-Addo's period, 5.89%. You can imagine the production level of all these staple foods. So therefore, the warehouses are really working. And we've realized that now we need more silos, climate control silos, produce specific, that are also in the manifesto that we're going to develop to make sure that the preservation and the storage also go well. So it is really captured. And you will see that in the first term of Dr. Bawumia, you see agriculture being profitable to farmers and at the same time reducing costs for us to have good food, nutritional, food security, and also food sufficiency, employment that agriculture will develop and ensure it is business driven. And I will employ all of you to get together and get your loins together, because agriculture is going to be very good business, and as pressmen, you must use it to create wealth and income security.
But the flag bearer of the opposition NDC, John Dramani Mahama, says he has accepted the second-hand president tag ascribed to him by his opponent, the flag bearer of the governing NPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Speaking at a rally in the Sene East constituency, John Mahama stressed that some second-hand products have proven to be more durable than brand new ones.
Obi say on the two man obey tier rubber president. It is a president for now. Obi so ye two man obey home second hand. I just used a driver. Now the American say me fo I was him. Me tractor me you know. Bakuya Ford dada electric bi ni ho ena makoto bakonso foforo eno de ne bibia ye electronic na say ya this what the efidie bi betoso na fi be frɛ obroni na otom ma me no na obehwe ansa no etimi aye ni ye enso Ford no so dada no se bibia enche ho a mechanic fo bi wo ho omba ya sese ano mo sese na eye djuma sa tractor mienu e mu se we boy den chen dada no enso dada no boy djuma ma me e chen foforo no ezu enti yesi ye second hander ana ye adidada ye penisa e we say adidada so na experience e wom.
Well, in a latest poll conducted by data researchers Global Info Analytics in 5 constituencies in the Western region reveals that the NPP seems to be losing ground in the region. The 3% of NPP voters in Takoradi, Sekondi, and other constituencies said they would vote for the opposition NDC, John Dramani Mahama, with only 1% of the NDC voters opting to vote for Dr. Bawumia. However, among floating voters who formed the majority in the constituency poll, John Mahama declared John Mahama and said is the popular choice with 63%, followed by Dr. Bawumia with 14%. Additionally, 30% of voters believe the NDC manifesto is more credible and achievable, as against 22% of voters who think it is the NPP's. The voters say the current economic condition will influence their choice of candidates. Let's hop on to Zoom and speak to the Executive Director of Global Info Analytics to understand the general overview of this particular research and what informed the decision to choose these constituencies. Hello, sir, and thank you for making time to join us on Newsroom. First of all, we want to understand what was the general overview for this research and what informed the decision to choose these particular constituencies?
Right. Thank you very much for having me. The overview is to see how the NPP is performing in the Western region, and in particular in the Takoradi enclave. We have picked some data from our previous work that suggested that all wasn't well in those areas, but those samples were not sufficient enough for us to draw a conclusion on what was happening there. So we went back in full force and then interviewed a much larger sample across all these 5 areas, then to confirm what was going on in those constituencies.
Right. Would you kindly take us through how this research was conducted, the methodology?
Right. It's usual field interviews with officers holding handheld devices and then engaging voters in all the electoral areas of the constituencies that we visited. People are picked randomly on the street and in their homes or offices, shops, and interviewed. And the sample sizes are given for all the constituencies with a margin of error. But averagely, the margin of error is around 4.5% for all this survey that we have done.
I assume that the MPP is actually losing ground in the Western region, per your polls.
Now, you can look at what we have published. These are constituencies that MPP usually wins. And the only constituency NDC has won there before was Takoradi, I think, in 1992. Right. Ever since, MPP has won all those areas. So clearly, if you are losing ground in areas you should be winning big, then it means it's a problem wider in the region.
Can you tell us what may have contributed to that?
No, it's very obvious from the survey we did. If you look at the question we posed voters, do you believe that Ghana is in the right direction or wrong direction? 69% of voters say wrong direction. Only 15% said right direction. When it comes to the question of their standard of living, has it improved compared to last year? Only 9% said it has improved. 47% said it's gotten worse. 47%. And 37% said it's unchanged. So you can see that the standard of living of people is really driving them to vote the way they are voting.
Right. Thank you so much, Musa Dankwa, for making time to speak with us on Newsroom. That was the Executive Director for Global Info Analytics, giving us his thoughts and comments there. Let's move away from that and go to freight forwarders now. We'll talk about freight forwarders in our subsequent bulletin, but let's hop on to business now.
The business segment is brought to you by Bills Microcredit Limited.
of Development Finance Emeritus Professor Nicholas Dede wants politicians in the country to include funding details in their manifestos to help Ghanaians understand the impact of the initiative. He emphasized the need for leaders to revamp their approach to educating the public, who are key to implementing development projects in the country.
Addressing the gathering, Emeritus Professor Nicholas Dede called on the government to educate Ghanaians, particularly those in rural areas, about the impact.
I think if you look at countries that have been very successful in finance for development, the governments put that straight away in their manifestos to say, look, no country has ever actually developed without the development at the rural level. So the government needs to have that fairly strong and let Ghanaians understand what impact development finance has in their environment. Government creates avenues for development to take place, but the implementers are not the ordinary people, the ordinary citizens.
Speaking on the theme, development finance, a reliable funding source for Ghana's socio-economic development amid global crisis, Dr. Al-Hassan Andani, founder and chairman of LSV Africa Limited, urged politicians to engage in mature conversations with citizens and avoid making promises they cannot fulfill.
Leaders must have mature conversations with citizens, and especially during this election time. Let's not promise something that we just don't have the capacity to do. And our revenue gathering capacity, I haven't seen any lightning rod that says that it's going to change significantly. So we should actually be holding back on promises, or whoever comes will be able to review our revenue lines, what can be done. And remember that with DDP, the economy will naturally contract. And if it contracts, there's even going to be more pressure on your ability to tax people.
Reverend John Delanyo Eduji, president of the CDEF Ghana chapter, highlighted their activities.
It's no more an idea, it is no more a thought. There is a platform, an opportunity for us all to put our thoughts together, develop solutions, engage the discussion, broaden the discussion, and see how we can indigenously raise our own solutions, our own funding, and become the controllers, the masters, define our own destiny as a country and as Africa.
The launch was attended by government representatives, industry practitioners, and academics who witnessed the swearing in of the executives of the CDEF Ghana chapter.
Minister for Trade and Industry Alhaji Katie Hammond has assured the public that the cement prices will soon drop. The optimistic assurance of the minister follows the coming into force of a legislative instrument seeking to regulate prices of the building material. The controversial ally matured after the two-day emergency sitting of Parliament. Addressing the media after proceedings, Katie Hammond, who has been at the constant neck with the cement manufacturers, insisted by what he describes as a cabal in the industry.
I have consistent. The committee is going to ask all the manufacturing companies to put before them the basis for their pricing.
The Bank of Ghana's 2023 Payment System Oversight Annual Report revealed a significant 49% increase in the total value of transactions on the Ghana Interbank System, rising from 2.3 trillion Ghana cedis in 2022 to 3.4 trillion cedis in 2023. The report also highlighted a 2.1% growth in the total volume of GIS transactions, reaching 1,420,679 in 2023. Additionally, the average value per transaction surged by 45.9% to 2.42 million Ghana cedis compared to 1.66 million in 2022. However, the volume of interbank checks cleared saw a decline of over 244,000 transactions, representing a 4.3% drop following a 3.4% decline in 2022. Despite this, the total value of checks cleared rose by 15.5%, amounting to 293.93 billion in 2023. And that'll be all for business on Newsroom. You're welcome back to Newsroom. It's time for sports, and Anama Jemai is in the studio.
Hi there, good afternoon. Now, the Black Stars of Ghana are gearing up to kick off their quest to qualify for the 2025 African Cup of Nations with a highly anticipated clash against Angola. Ghana will host Angola in Kumasi today, and it promises to be an exciting, fiercely competitive encounter as the Black Stars aim to book a spot in the next AFCON tournament.
Ghana and Angola first faced each other in 2009 with their inaugural match met on 4 occasions. Ghana has emerged victorious twice, while Angola is still searching for their first win against the Black Stars. The remaining encounters have ended in a draw. Their most recent meetings took place in March 2023 when the game ended 1-1 in Angola. Osman Bukhari scored the crucial equalizer for Ghana, earning them a valuable away point. As both teams prepare for their crucial Group F showdown, their recent performances offer insights into their current standings. The Black Stars' recent form has been mixed but shows signs of improvement. Over their last 5 matches, they have secured 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 defeat. Encouragingly, Ghana heads into this match on the back of 2 consecutive victories, which should boost their confidence. Angola is in formidable form, boasting 4 wins and a draw in their last 5 matches. Their impressive run of victories leading up to this game has them beaming with confidence and determination. The Black Stars coming into this game will be without their experienced captain, Dede. Angola's head coach, Pedro Goncalves, has expressed great confidence in his team's ability to secure a victory in Ghana. His belief in the squad's capabilities adds an extra layer of intrigue to this encounter. The clash between Ghana and Angola is set to take place at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium in Kumasi, kicking off at 4 p.m. on Thursday, September 5. This Group F opener is sure to be a thrilling encounter as both teams vie for crucial early points in the qualifiers. Now, as the Black Stars look to make a strong statement in their AFCON campaign, fans can expect a high-stakes, exhilarating match that could set the tone for the rest of the qualifiers.
Now, Black Stars head coach Otuado says he's expecting a tough clash against Angola in the game today at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Speaking at a press conference early yesterday, Otuado says he's aware Angola is a better side, but he's optimistic the Black Stars will defeat them.
With this coach, and it's going to be very, very tough. If you see their last results, also playing against Cameroon, a draw. They lost only by 1 goal to Nigeria, 1 goal to Morocco. Then you can see what quality this team have. They have players like Zito playing Cagliari in Serie A. They have Dupe in Portuguese league. They have a lot of players in the Portuguese league. Obviously with the connection from Angola, they have Freddy. They have Manuel Benson playing in the championship. They have Nteka playing in Rayo Vallecano in La Liga. They have Clinton Mata in Lyon. Just for you to see what caliber this opponent is. So it won't be easy for us. We have got good players as well, very good players. So I'm convinced that we can beat them, but it won't be easy. And also we had some injuries. But I think the squad is ready. We have a lot of players who can match up. And surely on this way, I wish all the players which are injured, Kamaldeen, Gideon Menza, Alexander Jiku, and the rest. So we have more which are injured. I wish them speed recovery. And then we see how the season goes when they could come back.
Now, head coach of the Angola national team, Pedro Calgeves, also says he's confident his last will deliver a stellar performance against the Black Stars. Pedro, however, indicated that he expects a tough game as the long comes against Ghana today.
We grow a lot. By the moment, we feel we are confident about not only for the moment but for the future. So for tomorrow, for sure, will be a very tough match. But we expect to be here, play good football. I don't know about the pitch. Well, we're gonna have the practice after that press conference. I think not only me, it's a care about the pitch, not only for me, but also for my opponent, Otuado. But, well, for sure, both teams have very good players with a good moment, so I feel will be a good promotion for African football tomorrow.
To some rather sad news, Olympic athlete Rebecca Cheptegei has died after being dosed in petrol and set on fire by a former boyfriend. The 33-year-old Ugandan marathon runner who competed in a recent Olympic in Paris had suffered extensive burns after Sunday's attack. The authorities in northwest Kenya, where Cheptegei lived and trained, said he was targeted after returning home from church. A report filed by a local administrator alleged the athlete and her ex-partner had been wrangling over a piece of land. Police say an investigation is underway. Now, the 2024 Ballon d'Or nominees for this year have been unveiled. The likes of Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden, Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice, and Cole Palmer have all been nominated for the men's Ballon d'Or. 17-year-old Lamine Yamal of Barcelona, who helped Spain beat England in the Euro final, has become the youngest ever nominee for the award. He surpasses record holder Kylian Mbappe, who was 18. Other nominees include Toni Kroos, Vinicius Jr., Rodri, Florian Wirtz, Dani Olmo, and Martin Odegaard, among others. Now, for the first time since 2003, Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, winner of all but one of the last 14 Ballon d'Or, have both missed out on nomination. The 68th edition of the award ceremony will take place on Monday, 28th October. This is how wrap up sports here on Newsroom. I am Nana Ama Ajiman. Back to you, Awisi Dede.
Thank you so much, Nana Ama Ajiman, for giving us sports news. Let's do international news now. On the international front, French President Emmanuel Macron has named Michel Barnier as Prime Minister almost 2 months after France's snap elections ended in a political deadlock. The new president, 73, is the EU's former chief Brexit negotiator and led talks with the UK government between 2016 and 2019. The veteran of the right-wing Republican Party, he has had a long political career and filled various senior posts both in France and within the EU. He will now have to form a government that will need to survive a National Assembly divided into 3 big political blocs, with none able to form a clear majority. 3 years ago, Mr. Barnier said he wanted to take on President Macron for the French presidency, saying he wanted to limit and take control of immigration. He eventually failed to be selected as a candidate by his party. He will be France's oldest prime minister since the Fifth Republic came into being in 1958. And that will be all for Newsroom here on GHOne TV. My name is Awisi Dede Djangay. Have a wonderful afternoon.